Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Commanders HC Dan Quinn, a big fan of impact play Cowboys free agent. Retooling the defense will be front and center of Dan Quinn's mind after the Washington Commanders head coach saw his unit beaten up by the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game, and Quinn is a big fan of Dallas Cowboys lineman Osa Odighizuwa, rated by some as the top defensive tackle on the 2025 NFL free agency market. This is based on intel from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, who reported, "Teams we've talked to think Odighizuwa is the top defensive tackle because of his versatility, durability, and pass rush traits. Washington is a team to potentially watch." Coach Dan Quinn has been a big fan of Odighizuwa from their Dallas days together. Fowler's colleague Matt Bowen rates Odighizuwa as a disruptive defender who can bring energy and impact play ability to the defensive front. Odighizuwa had 4.5 sacks this season. His 30 pressures were tied with the Jets' Quinnen Williams for the second most among defensive tackles. Odighizuwa fits best as a 3 technique and can be a pass-rushing threat in nickel fronts. Most of that description shows how Odighizuwa would be an asset for the Commanders, playing under coaches he knows well, including Quinn and Washington defensive coordinator Joe Witten Jr. Yet, signing the 26-year-old could block the progress of a prominent member of the Commanders' 2024 NFL draft class, second-round pick Jajon Johnny Newton. Odighizuwa's presence would also raise questions about the futures of veteran twin pillars Jonathan Allen and Darren Payne. D-tackle is a crowded position for the Commanders, but Odighizuwa has traits that would set him apart. Core skills like a quick takeoff and natural leverage. The 6'2", 280-pounder is shorter and lighter than the modern template for his position, but Odighizuwa has a knack for shedding blocks and playing downhill. He did both when Odighizuwa used stutter jabs to his gap, then club/swims backside and collapses the pocket to get a sack against the Atlanta Falcons in Week 9, highlighted by Aaron Day of D-Line Vids. Jab and Go by Osa Odighizuwa. At Osagoshard stutter jabs to his gap, then club/swims backside and collapses the pocket. Gets to the QB for the sack. #pass rush, #Dallas Cowboys. Putting heat on the pocket is the focus of Odighizuwa's game. He's logged 11.5 sacks across the last 3 seasons, but still generated 58 pressures, 13 hurries, and 32 quarterback knockdowns over the same period, per Pro Football Reference. Perhaps more important for the Commanders, Odighizuwa also has 28 tackles for loss to his credit since entering the pros as a third-round pick in 2021. This stop against the Detroit Lions in 2023, highlighted by SB Nation's JP Acosta, shows how Odighizuwa has the play strength to wreck blocking schemes and stuff runs at source. Osa Odighizuwa using the center to blow up this puller and make the TFL. LOL. The Commanders need to impact running plays much earlier after surrendering 4.8 yards per carry during the regular season. Things were even worse against the Eagles in the playoffs, when Philly rushed for 229 yards and 7 touchdowns with the conference title at stake. Cowboys predicted to pass on fan-favorite draft prospect for defensive star. The Dallas Cowboys' positions of need were highlighted during the 2024 NFL season, with the team lacking depth at wide receiver and running back. Naturally, draftniks and experts have predicted the Cowboys will add offensive weapons during the offseason. Some common names linked to Dallas for the upcoming NFL draft have been Heisman Trophy runner-up and Boise State star running back Ashton Jeanty and Missouri Tiger star wideout Luther Burden III. But, in a new mock draft from The Athletic's Saad Youssef, the Cowboys take a different approach and add a defensive star. Youssef predicts the Cowboys will select Georgia Bulldogs star linebacker Jalen Walker with the number 12 pick. Walker gives me some Parsons vibes, not in the sense of elite talent to that level, otherwise he wouldn't be in the mix at number 12, but more so in the type of player he can be in any defense. Walker can be a wild card chess piece, he writes. I believe the Cowboys already have two of those players in Parsons and DeMarvion Overshown, but the latter is coming off a major knee injury for the second time in 2 years and is expected to miss a chunk of the 2025 regular season. Pairing Walker on a defense with Parsons in his prime should help the young Georgia star hit the ground running in the NFL. As Youssef notes, with Overshown's injury history and Eric Kendricks potentially leaving in free agency, Walker is an intriguing addition to the defense. And while Jeanty would be a fan-favorite selection, the depth at running back makes it less of a pressing need at number 12. Some intriguing players were still on the board when the Cowboys came on the clock, including Ashton Jeanty, Luther Burden and Derek Harmon, wrote Youssef. The Cowboys need a running back, and I don't see free agency changing that. I wouldn't feel terrible if the team drafted Jeanty, but this is simply too deep of a running back class and the Cowboys have too many needs. Cowboys fans may not be happy if the team passes on a chance to bring in Jeanty, who is a hometown guy who has expressed his desire to play in Dallas, but with a top 15 pick the team needs to maximize the value of its selection. Jason Witten shares honest opinion on Cowboys' Brian Schottenheimer hire. Former Dallas Cowboys tight end Jason Witten has long been considered a potential future head coach, and his name even surfaced during the team's recent coaching search. However, Witten confirmed that team owner Jerry Jones never contacted him regarding the vacancy, which ultimately went to Brian Schottenheimer. I did not talk to Jerry about it, Witten told All City DLS on Wednesday. I think they went through a thorough process for them and got to a place where they felt like Brian Schottenheimer was the guy. I never worked with Brian or any of that, but I'll always pull for the Cowboys. Jason Witten said he didn't talk to Jerry Jones about this most recent Cowboys coaching job. But when the right time and the right opportunity comes, I'm excited to embark on that next chapter. While Witten remains focused on his current role as head coach at Liberty Christian School, where he has led the team to back-to-back Texas state championships, he didn't hide his long-term aspirations. Of course, that's a long-term goal of mine to one day get back there, when the right opportunity comes, Witten said. When that right time and the right opportunity comes, I'm excited to embark on that next chapter. The Cowboys are entering a new era under Brian Schottenheimer, who was promoted/hired as the head coach after Mike McCarthy's departure following a disappointing 7-10 season. Schottenheimer, the son of legendary coach Marty Schottenheimer, brings over 25 years of NFL coaching experience to the role and has already earned the respect of quarterback Dak Prescott. Prescott, who has worked with Schottenheimer for the past 3 seasons, believes his new head coach has a clear vision for improving the team's offense. We just got to get to running the ball, being a little bit more consistent on that, Prescott said. I've always enjoyed play-action passes, so just being able to get back to that, but you got to start with the run game. When you have that, the rest of the offense can open up. Schottenheimer's methodical approach to assembling his coaching staff has also impressed Prescott. For him to go through the due diligence of getting the guys in, interviewing them, and then taking it and watching the other guys that are there and making final decisions, I think speaks highly of his approach, Prescott noted. With the Cowboys ranking 27th in rushing offense last season, Schottenheimer's main focus will be revitalizing the run game and creating a more balanced attack. While the team still boasts an elite passing offense, finding a consistent ground game will be key to their success in 2025. For now, Witten will remain on the sidelines at Liberty Christian, but he made it clear that his dream of coaching the Cowboys is far from over. Meanwhile, Schottenheimer will look to turn things around in Dallas and lead the franchise back to playoff contention. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Jason Witten? Leave your opinion in the comments.